Why chosen ones cannot be around a lot of people. Have you ever encountered someone whose presence feels so profound it silences the noise of the world? There is a captivating depth to them, a quiet strength that draws you in, yet keeps you at arm's length. These individuals often walk among us as the chosen ones, set apart, not by their outward circumstances, but by the invisible hand of God guiding their lives. They radiate a sense of divine mystery, embodying a purpose that transcends the ordinary, yet their path is rarely without challenges. Throughout history, there have been stories of these chosen individuals, marked by God for extraordinary things, from Moses to David, Esther to Mary. Their lives were filled with purpose, yet often marked by loneliness, misunderstanding, and struggle. Lewis in his works frequently explores this idea of being set apart for a higher calling. In The Problem of Pain, Lewis reflects on how suffering and solitude are often the tools God uses to shape his chosen ones, preparing them for a greater purpose. He writes, God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. For those chosen by God, this whisper, this calling, often begins with a sense of not quite fitting into the world around them. The chosen ones often feel out of place in the ordinary flow of life. They walk a path that others cannot see, one marked by moments of deep spiritual connection and sometimes intense isolation. Consider Joseph, whose dreams set him apart from his brothers, leading to betrayal and hardship. Yet it was through these trials that God prepared him to lead Egypt through famine. Lewis would argue that this sense of isolation is not a curse, but a sign of divine preparation. In Mere Christianity, he explains, if we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world. The chosen ones, in their longing and solitude, are being prepared for something greater than they can yet comprehend. This sense of being different, of carrying a weight that others do not understand, is often the very thing that propels the chosen toward their destiny. It is through feeling like an outsider that they learn to lean not on the understanding of man, but on the wisdom of God. Proverbs 3:05 reminds us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. The chosen ones must learn this lesson deeply, for their path is not always clear, even to themselves. They must trust that the isolation they feel is God's way of carving out space for His work in their lives. However, this divine calling does not mean a life free from hardship. In fact, it often means quite the opposite, that the chosen ones are tested, refined through trials that strengthen their faith and prepare them for the responsibility that comes with their calling. As Lewis so eloquently puts it in The Weight of Glory, to be loved by God, not merely pitied, but delighted in as an artist delights in his work. It seems impossible, a weight or burden of glory which our thoughts can hardly sustain. But so it is. This glory, this calling, is often heavy, but it is also a reflection of God's deep love and trust in those He chooses. For those who feel this sense of divine purpose, remember that you are not alone, even when the road feels lonely. God is with you, shaping and refining you for something greater. Embrace the mystery, the isolation, and the sense of being set apart, for it is through these experiences that God is preparing you for a destiny that only you can fulfill. Just as Lewis encourages, Let your faith in God's plan be the anchor in the storm, knowing that He is leading you to the fulfillment of His purpose in your life. There is something undeniably magnetic about certain individuals, a presence so strong it alters the atmosphere of a room. It's as though their energy whispers of a purpose that's larger than life itself. Lewis, in his writings, often spoke of the weight of glory, an invisible but profound essence that sets people apart for something extraordinary. These individuals exude a sense of destiny that both draws people in and, paradoxically, makes others hesitate. You want to be near them to share in their purpose, yet something about their aura commands distance. Their mission is unique, their path distinct, and it's clear that they carry a responsibility that many cannot comprehend. When someone walks with this kind of energy, it often means their journey is different from the norm. They seem to walk a road that no one else can follow, as if they are being guided by an invisible hand, much like the way Lewis describes the soul's deep longing for something more in the weight of glory. It's as if they are constantly reaching for the unseen, a higher purpose that others can sense but cannot fully grasp. This kind of mission is not only mysterious, but isolating. They long for someone who understands the burden they carry, someone who can walk with them through the trials and triumphs, but because they are set apart, finding that kind of companionship can feel impossible. The intensity of their calling becomes both a gift and a curse. Lewis often reflected on the loneliness that comes with being called to something greater. In Mere Christianity, he explains that those who seek after God's will are often misunderstood by the world. Their motives, their choices, and even their pain are seen through a different lens. To walk a path that is not of this world means to bear the weight of isolation. Being chosen can be a burden, one that brings with it an overwhelming sense of responsibility and, at times, deep loneliness. The chosen ones are often misunderstood, not because they are aloof, but because their purpose is so profound that few can relate to the depth of their struggle. They may feel like they are carrying a heavy, invisible load, much like the burden of glory Lewis describes, which weighs on them even when others can't see it. This weight is more than just responsibility. It's the calling to live a life that serves a higher purpose. They wrestle with the tension of wanting connection, while knowing that their journey is not easily understood by others. Yet, even in this isolation, there is a profound connection with God. Lewis emphasized that our deepest longings, our most heartfelt desires, are echoes of our yearning for God. The chosen ones are often closer to this truth than most, for their journey is not just about fulfilling a mission on earth, but drawing nearer to the divine. Being chosen is both an honor and a challenge. The road is lonely, but it is not without purpose. Like Christ in the wilderness, those who walk this path must learn to rely on God for their strength. The isolation they feel is not a punishment, but a preparation. It is in the quiet, in the moments of solitude, that God shapes them for the task ahead. As Lewis so beautifully stated, God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is His megaphone to rouse a deaf world. The chosen ones, though they may feel isolated, are being prepared for something far greater. Their energy, their calling, their loneliness, it all serves a purpose. It is God's way of shaping them for the glory to come. So, how do you know if you're a chosen one? Maybe you've got this feeling inside, a kind of voice telling you to do something amazing. Life doesn't offer a map, but it might send you little hints and experiences that guide you toward your destiny. If you've ever felt a pull in your heart, like you were meant for something special, you might be a chosen one. There might be signs that solidify your unique path. Authenticity is your compass. You can easily spot genuineness in others because you prioritize it yourself. You're not content with blending in. You seek deeper meaning in everything you do. Life throws challenges your way, but you always come out tougher on the other side. You naturally want to lend a hand when others are struggling. Like a bright light in a dark room, your path isn't just about you. It's about showing the way for others too. Your never give up spirit helps pave the way forward. But there's more to it than charisma. Chosen ones have a special energy that goes way beyond personality. It's like they can feel things most people can't, a weird sensation that both amazes and scares the people around them. They seem to carry wisdom from the past, like a bright light illuminating life's ups and downs, yet also warning of challenges ahead. People are drawn to them, unable to resist the mystery, but also unprepared for the emotional intensity of the encounter. Chosen ones don't just shed light, they dig deep, stirring up long-forgotten desires and fears. This can leave others feeling exposed, wanting to retreat, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Facing a chosen one brings up two kinds of fear. It's not just the fear of the unknown, but the fear of facing someone whose strength and depth expose your own weaknesses. Their powerful presence acts like a mirror, reflecting people's shortcomings, causing discomfort and making them withdraw. Even in a crowd, the chosen one's energy can make them feel isolated. Their intense energy, although a gift, often becomes a challenge. They crave genuine connections, but their efforts can be misunderstood. People are drawn to their light, yet scared of what it might reveal about themselves. This creates a paradox. The chosen one is sought after, yet often avoided. The depth of their being makes it difficult to find connections that resonate with them. As a result, chosen ones often build a shield, not just for physical space, but to protect their energy and spiritual journey. They know their true value shines brightest where they are understood and respected, so they carefully choose where to invest their time, seeking out people and environments that resonate with them. In solitude, or with a few trusted companions, they feel free to express themselves fully. Here, they can share their profound insights and radiant energy without holding back, appreciated for who they truly are. The paradox of attraction is another reason they often walk alone, the mix of fear and allure they evoke. People are drawn to their light, yet scared of it too. Their charisma isn't fake, it's real and deep. Their presence demands attention, captivating others with a depth that goes beyond charm. But as people get closer, they are hit with the full force of the chosen one's essence, which can be overwhelming. When people look into their eyes, they see themselves reflected back. This triggers fear, the fear of being truly seen, of facing shadows they've hidden away. So, the chosen one becomes both a figure of intrigue and fear. People long for connection with them, but as they get closer, they retreat into familiar, comfortable spaces. This leaves the chosen one on a solitary path, not because they don't crave companionship, but because their depth makes it rare to find genuine connections that can match their intensity. Whispers of something more connect them with ancient truths, setting them apart in their search for authenticity. Chosen ones possess a profound depth that resonates with unseen truths, truths that go beyond the ordinary. Their quest for connection is a search for mirrors that reflect this depth, for hearts willing to embrace their intensity and share in their light and warmth. However, finding such connections is rare as the chosen ones themselves. This rarity isn't by chance. It's a result of their unique blend of strength, authenticity, and depth. If this resonates with you, know that you're not alone. There are other chosen ones walking this same path, and this community is here to support you. Share this message with friends and family who might also be ready for their spiritual awakening. Together, we can build a strong, connected community aligned with the mission we've been given. Please take a second to like this video and subscribe to keep discovering fascinating content like this. Each step of the journey brings more clarity, wisdom, and deeper connections with the divine. Let's continue to walk this path together, as your journey is just beginning, and I am here with you in this quest for a life aligned with your spiritual mission. Engaging with the chosen one requires openness, courage, and a willingness to explore one's own soul. Many are drawn to them at first, but few are willing to take the journey to truly understand them. The intensity of their presence can illuminate the shadows people would rather leave unexplored, leading them to retreat to safer, more superficial connections. For the chosen one, this unspoken battle is a daily reality. Their mere presence challenges the status quo, demanding honesty in a world that often settles for being fake. They become unintentional warriors for truth, their armor forged from strong beliefs and their shield a deep sense of purpose. But this battle takes its toll, leaving them often standing alone on the battlefield, misunderstood by those they seek to free from dishonesty. The solitary journey of the chosen one is tied to a hidden kind of battle. It's a fight fought not with swords, but with honesty, integrity, and truth, qualities that are natural to them. Their presence doesn't just fill a space, it changes it, breaking illusions and shining a light of truth on the world's shadows. This change threatens the foundations of dishonesty. The chosen one's genuineness acts like a mirror, reflecting the true selves of those they encounter, exposing the masks people wear and confronting them with parts of themselves they've buried deep. This discomfort leads to avoidance or anger as people struggle with the threat to their comfortable realities. The avoidance and anger they face aren't just reactions, they're proof of how powerful their essence is in disrupting the comfortable illusions of a fake life. So, the chosen ones navigate a world where their honesty is both their strength and their burden. They fight in an unseen war as old as time itself, not for power, but for the liberation of the human spirit from the chains of falsehood. Their separation from the crowd stems from a powerful desire for authenticity. Chosen ones are driven to experience life to the fullest. Their nature is to challenge, question, and push beyond the mundane, making them naturally out of step with mainstream culture. In everyday social settings, where conversations stay on the surface, the chosen ones struggle to find connection. They crave depth and meaning in a world focused on the fleeting and material. This difficulty in finding genuine relationships leaves the chosen one walking a fine line between longing for deep connections and accepting the solitude their intensity often brings. It's a solitude that offers refuge from the world's misunderstandings, but also echoes with unshared depths. They become guardians of a special loneliness, holding on to their depth even when few can reciprocate. Yet, within this challenge lies the beauty of their journey. The disconnect chosen ones feel from societal norms isn't just in their minds. It's a physical discomfort, like trying to fit a soaring mountain into a cramped room. No matter how they try to adapt, it never feels right, leaving them perpetually uneasy. Because of this, they often seek solace in solitude or with a small circle who understand their unique perspective. In these spaces, they're free to be themselves, diving into deep conversations and exploring the mysteries of the unseen. And they find nourishment for their souls in authenticity and truth. By embracing their misalignment with societal norms, chosen ones inspire courage in others who feel the same dissonance but fear stepping outside the mainstream. They show that true belonging isn't about fitting in with the outside world, but honoring the extraordinary world within. There's another reason their inclination leans towards solitude, a deep call to a higher purpose. This isn't just a whisper, it's a burning fire within their soul, guiding them toward a destiny beyond the ordinary. Engaging in activities that don't align with this purpose feels like a betrayal of their core essence. So, they naturally gravitate towards solitude, where they can focus on introspection, meditation, and honing their unique abilities. Here, they find clarity and purpose, receiving insights and strengthening their resolve to fulfill their calling. Though solitary, this journey offers profound opportunities for self-discovery and growth. To navigate it successfully, they adopt strategies that not only ease the loneliness, but also celebrate the distinct qualities that set them apart. A core principle for God's chosen ones is to cultivate self-acceptance, to see themselves as uniquely designed by God for a purpose. This journey of introspection, as Lewis often emphasized in his works, begins with understanding the depth of one's own identity. In The Weight of Glory, Lewis suggests that each person is created with an eternal weight of significance, a unique role in God's grand design. Embracing this reality can be transformative. Through practices like prayer, journaling, or quiet reflection, chosen ones begin to see their intense energy, their depth of feeling, as divine gifts rather than burdens. This process allows them to find peace within themselves, rooted in their God-given identity. Once anchored in that understanding, they can engage with the world without fear of losing who they are. Lewis also speaks to the importance of fellowship in the Four Loves, where he describes friendship as a relationship that has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things which give value to survival. For the chosen ones, finding like-minded individuals or communities is vital. These connections may be rare, but they do exist, whether it's through church groups, online Christian forums, or spiritual retreats. These relationships offer a deep sense of belonging and understanding. Being part of a community that shares a thirst for depth and authenticity is essential for spiritual growth. Such communities reflect God's design for human connection, where iron sharpens iron, and individuals encourage each other to live authentically in Christ. Yet, even in times of isolation, chosen ones have the opportunity to draw closer to God. Solitude can become a sacred space for creativity and spiritual growth. Just as Lewis found solitude to be an essential part of his spiritual journey, chosen ones can use their quiet moments to channel their unique gifts into contributions that inspire and heal others. Whether through art, writing, or spiritual practices, these acts become a form of worship. A chosen one might, for example, create music that speaks to the heart, paintings that capture the wonder of God's creation, or stories that mirror their journey of faith. As Lewis once wrote, "We do not merely want to see beauty, we want something else, which can hardly be put into words. to be united with the beauty we see, their creations become vessels of that divine beauty, turning solitude into a powerful witness for Christ. For chosen ones, embracing their uniqueness means stepping into their God-given purpose with courage and vulnerability. The isolation they feel is not a curse, but a space for transformation, where God refines their character and prepares them for meaningful connections with others. The Bible speaks of this in Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, a sign from God. And the gods who shine upon the world shine as consulates on incredibly deep ritual divides. When chosen ones understand that their isolation serves a purpose, they find the strength to seek connections with those who resonate on a deeper level. Their journey, though it may seem solitary, reflects the resilience and fortitude of the human spirit, a testament to the power of God's work within them. Lewis frequently discussed the tension between individuality and community in his writings. He reminds us that though we are unique, we are designed for connection with God and others. Chosen ones act as mirrors of truth, reflecting the power of authenticity in a world that often avoids it. Their journey reminds us of the importance of fully embracing who we are in Christ, for it is in that acceptance that we inspire others to do the same. As they grow in self-awareness and trust in God's purpose, they light the way for others to follow. So, as you reflect on your journey, ask yourself, are you a chosen one, walking a path less traveled? Are you seeking the kind of depth and authenticity that brings true transformation? Perhaps God has placed this calling on your life to remind you that you are not alone in your walk. Reach out to those who share this journey and never underestimate the power of your unique voice and story. Just as Lewis used his writing to inspire millions, your life can be a beacon for others searching for meaning, truth, and the beauty of God's design. Let your light shine brightly, for the world needs the authenticity you bring.